1830, this open country was reigned by tribes of the Plains Indians, the Pawnees, the Comanches. Herds of buffalo lived off the grass of the plains and were hunted by the Indians for their meat and hides. This grass-covered ocean had its ships and its sailors. Jessup Gregg is making his third trip across the plains. Brother Adam trail for the first time. The train traveled the trail in 1822. Each summer since then, more and more wagons heavily loaded with freight had crossed the prairie ocean. In those early days of the trail, the northern border of Mexico reached far into north of Santa Fe lay well within Mexican territory. The Santa Fe Trail began at Independence on the Missouri River. The wagons traveled southwest across nearly 800 miles until they reached Santa Fe at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. In between lay a wild and desolate region, strange, solitary, unexplored.
What are you doing awake?
I thought I heard something.
You don't hear it now, do you?
No, not now.
It's just that old coyote. Now you lay down and get some sleep. We got a long haul in the morning.
You sure it wasn't Indians?
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Indian.
Jessup, how much longer is it to Santa Fe?
Oh, we've been out 21 days. We got another 25 to go.
And Jessup, what do you think Ma's doing back home now?
I was sleeping just like you ought to be. Now lay down and stay there.
Okay.
On the trail, there were few landmarks by which to navigate. Water was scarce. The Indians were hostile.
Help! Help you! Help you!
A pocket of quicksand at a stream crossing could be treacherous. A wagon or animals might be lost, or at least a day's travel would be lost while the traders worked to get their valuable cargoes back on the trail again. There was a whole series of obstacles to be met and overcome before the wagon man would finally make port at trail's end, the Mexican town of Santa Fe. Santa Fe was an isolated Mexican outpost in 1830. It was founded in 1610 by Spanish explorers and missionaries. Under the Spanish, it had been controlled by the royal government in Madrid, about 8,000 miles away. Even now, under Mexican rule, Santa Fe was over 1,500 miles from the capital in Mexico City. The Spanish people who lived there were true pioneers. Diego Montoya has lived in Santa Fe all his life. So has his father and his grandfather.
Diego, tu abuelo tiene una demanda contra don Luis. Y don Luis ha rehusado de contestar las notificaciones del alcalde. Quiero que lleves el bastón de justicia. Tu abuelo está muy viejito para hacerlo. Quiero que tú lo hagas.
Sí, papá, con mucho gusto.
¿Sabe usted dónde vive don Luis?
Sí, señor. Vive al sur de la Sequía Madre, en la calle de Agua Fría.
Bueno, llévale el bastón y anda. Muéstrale el bastón a don Luis y él vendrá.
Sí, señor.
Diego's father is an alcalde, a judge. The cane is a symbol of his office. Anyone who is shown the cane and ordered to come before the alcalde must come.
¿Qué tal?
Many friendly Indians lived near Santa Fe in small villages called pueblos. These Pueblo Indians lived here long before the Spanish came.
está don Luis?
Papá, las carretas, la caravana ya viene.
¿Estás seguro?
Sí, papá, yo las vi.
Con su permiso, abuelito. Ya la caravana llega.
Vaya.
Whoa. Muchas gracias, señorita.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Señor Greg.
Buenos días, señor.
Senor Montoya, ¿cómo está usted?
How was the trip?
Oh, no worse than usual. I brought my kid brother with me this time.
Very good. How many wagons did you bring this time, Senor Greg?
We got 40 in the train. Them 4 in the lead is mine.
Are you ready to pay your custom duty, senor?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Bueno, vamos.
Adam, take care of the team.
¿Cómo estás?
Huh? Oh, hello. Want to come up on the wagon with me? You can get a better look up there.
Perdón, no te entiendo.
Come on, look, watch. Come on. We have some mighty fine things here.
Ah, sí.
This is soap.
Jabón.
Soap.
Soap.
That's right. This is cloth.
Tela.
Cloth.
No. Tela.
Tela.
Muy bien.
The Mexican government taxed all goods brought into their country from the United States. Once the tax was paid, the Americans could do what they wished with their goods. Some of the traders took their wagons farther south into Mexico and sold their wares in Chihuahua. Others sold their goods wholesale in Santa Fe. Some, like Jessup Gregg, set up stores in Santa Fe and spent the summer selling their goods retail.
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cómo está usted?
Buenos días, ¿cómo está usted?
Muy bien.
Muy bonita tienda tienes aquí.
Muchas gracias.
Pues yo ando buscando tela.
Esta es la tela de mejor calidad en Santa Fe.
Pues no lo dudo, pero está muy cara.
¿Pagará en plata?
Naturalmente.
Si paga en plata, te doy una rebaja.
¿Qué tanto rebajo?
¿El 5%?
No, el 10%.
No, solamente 5.
Adam.
¿Cómo está, Diego? How are you?
Fine. Vamos a ver los bailes de los indios.
I don't understand. No entiendo.
¡Bailes!
Indian dances. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a while.
All right. Take care now.
Indian dance was a kind of prayer to their ancient gods, a prayer for rain, or for good crops, or for success in battle. The early Spanish priests had converted most of the Pueblo Indians to Christianity and forbade them to dance. Despite their conversions, the Indians continued to practice their own customs and sacred rituals.
In 1680, the Pueblo Indians revolted against the Spanish rule. Many of the Spaniards were killed, and many were forced to flee for their lives.
You came back when? In 1692 with the Vargas, didn't you?
Yes, in 1692 with the general.
How about the Indians now? Do they give you much trouble?
With the Pueblo Indians? No, very seldom.
And the Apaches and Comanches?
Oh, the Apaches and the Comanches, that's something else. Gracias, Conchita. Bendíganos, Señor, por el alimento que vamos a recibir. Amén.
Amen. Salud, Senora.
Gracias, señor.
That's very good, Senora.
My great-grandfather brought the first fine cuttings from Spain about 100 years ago.
He was a wise man, your grandfather. And did he bring the candlestick also?
No, senor.
It came from Spain. It's been in my family for over 200 years. The silverware we have comes from La Ciudad de Mexico. Most of the fine things we have here come from there. We have had trade with La Ciudad de Mexico for over 100 years, but the trade has been hard, the distance far, the roads very difficult.
What about the hardware and your farm implements? Do you get them there also?
Most of what we have, we make ourselves as best as we can.
All of that's going to change, Senor Montoya, because more and more American manufactured goods are going to be coming over that Santa Fe Trail every year. It was a fine dinner, Senor Montoya.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Senor Gregg. Cigarro.
Gracias.
You're welcome.
I like the house. Did you build it yourself?
No, senor. When I was a little boy, my father built it. The materials, las vigas, adobes, come from here in Santa Fe.
It's a lot different than the houses we got back in Missouri.
Oh, very much so, senor. You notice all the rooms lead to the patio, and we have only one door, and that's in that wall to the street over there.
Yeah, you know, it's built a little bit like a fort.
Senor, if you live as far from civilization as we do, your house must be a fort.
When the trees began to turn yellow, a few American trappers came down from the mountains to sell their furs to the Santa Fe traders. It was almost time for the wagon caravans to head back to Missouri, for neither men nor animals could travel the plains during the bitter cold of the winter months. On the return trip, the traders would lead back Mexican mules and carry Mexican silver, buffalo rugs, blankets, and some furs.
My name is Harrison Galt, and I'm the roughest, toughest, fightingest mountain man that ever spent his days of youth battling the grizzly bear, wrestling the mountain lion, and fencing with a rattlesnake in the high, frozen wilderness of the Rocky Mountains.
Howdy.
Howdy, son.
Those your furs?
Yes, sir, nobody else's.
Are you selling?
You buying?
No, but my brother is. He's inside.
Come on, Gil. Come on, Gil. Come on, Gil. My name is Harrison Galt.
Jessup Gregg.
Glad to meet you.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Beauties, ain't there?
Not bad. What do you want for him?
Well, I'm an easy man to deal with, Jessup Gregg, and my needs are few. Of course, I'll need a little silver to buy me some sugar and some coffee, and maybe some salt-back pork for the winter. Say, what you getting all duded up for?
Fandango tonight.
Well, Fandango, how about that? That's too slow.
Senor Greg, maybe you should stay here in Santa Fe.
I'd like to. Maybe next year. Next year you'll see me with that afore.
You will be welcome, Senor Craig.
Hasta la vista.
Buen viaje.
Bye, Adam. Goodbye, Senor Greg. Adios, Diego.
The Greggs and the Montoyas did meet again. Adam and Jessup returned the following summer and eventually settled down as merchants in Santa Fe. Diego was to become an official of the American government there when New Mexico became a part of the United States. From such meetings of the Spanish and Americans in Santa Fe, there grew a way of life in the American Southwest that adopted from both cultures and made them one.